Dramatic developments in the Benghazi investigation. Former acting CIA director Mike Morell in the hot seat. The House Intelligence Committee is now poised to recall him amid allegations that he misled Congress about the White House's role in crafting those flawed Benghazi talking points. Let's discuss this. KT McFarland is our Fox News national security analyst. KT, great to have you. So the House Intel Committee, I guess, feels somehow misled by then acting director of the CIA, Mike Morell. They want to call him back. They think that he purposely gave them false testimony? Is that what's going on here?
You know, here's the problem. Nobody really knows. It's also gotten so confusing. Talking points, who wrote what? Did the White House change the talking points? Did the intelligence community, the CIA, did they give talking points to the White House? Or was it just information items that they might use to be informed about what the ongoing situation was? And that, frankly, is the point. They're not supposed to know. If you throw up enough blue smoke and mirrors in government, nobody really knows what happened.
Well, let's talk about what we do know, or what we think we know in terms of those talking points. We think they originated with the CIA.
Right.
Okay? And the CIA had some talking points, and I think included some reference to al-Qaeda and terrorism. They then were sent to the White House. The White House says they changed only one word of those talking points. They changed the CIA annex to consulate, or consulate to annex, or something like that. So then somewhere along the way, al-Qaeda references were expunged.
Correct.
But do we know who did that, or why that happened?
No, and that's the whole key to it. And you probably won't know with this next round of hearings. So maybe General Petraeus testifies, maybe Mike Morell testifies. They're not going to say anything different than they've said before. How might you find out what really happened? If there was a special select committee, in other words, Congress makes a committee to do one and only thing, which is find out what happened in Benghazi, they could then subpoena the emails that went back and forth. I can tell you, nobody goes on those Sunday talk shows just sort of off the cuff and talks about things, or with talking points that haven't been vetted and checked, and every word checked again. It's inconceivable to me that there is not a big paper trail that nobody's seen.
Mike Morell says he stands by his original comments on this, and he says that those talking points that Susan Rice was given were never meant to be definitive. Yeah. That was a snapshot of what they had at that moment. It wasn't supposed to be the full story.
Okay, here's what they've said, and General Petraeus has said something similar. There was a lot going on September 11th in a lot of American embassies throughout the world. What the CIA seems to have said is that, look, when it was all going down, the White House wanted to know what was happening in Cairo, in Tripoli, in Tunisia, even in Islamabad. So we sent over what we thought was what it was a flash mob response to this video.
And that's what David Petraeus said.
And they have continued to say that. But now, what happened in Benghazi is something totally different. That was an armed attack. The people who were there that night have said this was a concerted and it was a sophisticated attack. It was organized and it was using sophisticated weapons. That's not a flash mob that got out of control. That's a terrorist attack. They're two different things, but yet you throw up enough blue smoke and mirrors and everybody gets confused and thinks, well, I don't really understand. It's so complicated. Let's just move on. And that's what the administration hopes you'll do.
So they want to recall Mike Morell. Are they also going to recall Petraeus?
They've left open the possibility of recalling Petraeus. Mike Rogers, the head of the Intelligence Committee, has said that's something that they're looking at.
But you think none of that will really work unless there is a special committee? A
special committee that has subpoena powers that can go not to the bosses, but to the guys underneath saying, who gave you that order? Let us see that, let us see the paper trail. Let us see those emails that went back and forth and had 20 people who received carbon copy. Until you get that, you'll never find out what happened.
KT McFarland, always great to see you.
Thank you, Alex.
Thanks so much. Have a great weekend. Bill?